Assalamu everyone. Welcome to my channel, Sikhana. I'm going to start off by saying, for those of you who are new to the brand, Sikhana is not a charity. It is very much a commercial brand. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Ramadan Food Parcels, which is why I want to stress the fact that I'm not a charity, because I've had a few people ask me if I'm a charity organisation. And I want to be completely transparent that whilst we do help support the local community and charity initiatives, we aren't registered as a charity in any way. So what is Sikhana about? Sikhana actually means to educate in Urdu. And the ethos of the brand is all about educating people about cultures that are misrepresented by the mainstream media as my way of trying to change perceptions and change narrative. I do that by lifestyle products, so my luxury home fragrances, my diffusers, my candles, my serving platters. I also do that by events that I organise, either within the community to celebrate the independence of Pakistan and India, or like currently in the month of Ramadan, we're doing the Ramadan Food Parcels. So I'm going to kick off and talk about what are the Ramadan Food Parcels all about. So many of you are aware that Ramadan is a month in which Muslims fast between daylight hours, so from sunrise to sunset, we abstain from eating or drinking. However, that's purely the surface of what Ramadan is all about. Ramadan is a lot more about not just self-reflection, but being even more self-aware of the community that we live in. I started the initiative, the Ramadan Food Parcels, in COVID. The reason I set the initiative up, because in COVID we were all in lockdown. And when Ramadan started, typically it tends to be a month in which we have iftar parties with family and loved ones. Iftar, for those of you who are unaware, is basically the name of the meal it's a name given to the meal when you're breaking your fast. And traditionally, you tend to have your families, your neighbours, you get together and then you break the fast together. We all know in lockdown there was social distancing, so that we were unable to do that. It was then I thought that actually, here I am at home where I have time. I'm also aware that many people are in a position where they're suffering because their business either closed down, much like my side business, Experience Pakistan, in which I do holidays and tours to Pakistan, and that business had to close down for a good 2 years. Slight digression. But as I said, going back to the Ramadan Food Parcels, this was really all about that actually we're living in a time where I know families are suffering. I have all the time in the world because at the moment my business isn't operating. So why don't I use that time and those funds that I would have had for an iftar party to actually cook and cater for local families that are in need. And what I mean by cook and cater is provide a nice three-course kind of home-cooked meal every Saturday in the month of Ramadan. I reached out to my friends, my family, and said, look, I'm thinking of doing this initiative. Would you like to join? Because really, the Ramadan Food Parcel cannot be operated without a team effort. I'm blessed that a lot of my family members said, absolutely, we'd love to join in. I had neighbours who said, yeah, we'll pull in. I put in a few messages in some Facebook groups, and suddenly it was in a position where not only did I have people wanting to volunteer their time to this project, but also donating so much money. Money, to be honest, at one point it got a bit worrying because I didn't know what to do with all the money. Because, as I said, I'm not a registered charity. This is something I believe in, and and I believe that my brand Sikhana is all about kind of living, breathing my values. So that's how it started. And as I said, typically we provide a three-course meal, and I'm going to put a video on to really give you a flavour of what that involves. If I can do that now. I'm just going to change to. So I'm going to continue to talk where you can see. So you can see that we normally provide a three-course home-cooked meal. So that's a starter. It can be chicken wings, as you can see in this that we did this week. These are pictures and videos from Saturday. Then we have a rice dish, and then we have a curry dish. We provide them with packets of naan, some dessert, and then we also provide them with a soft drink, a juice, some fruit. And this year, because as I said, people have been so generous with their donation, We now also add in things like clothing detergent or kitchen towels or tea bags, so items that are typically quite expensive on the shopping list to help support them. So the way I do this is that we've created a WhatsApp group, and within the WhatsApp group, we have different roles assigned. So one week, someone will be doing the cooking, someone will do the shopping, someone will do the delivery, and etc. The best way to do this is, as you can see at the bottom, I've got a line scrolling. There's on my website, I actually have an information pack which gives you step-by-step directions on how you can do this. And the reason I kind of the reason I also set this up was because for my children, I wanted to show them that the most expensive commodity at the moment we know is time. It is easy, and I don't devalue people's donations, but I just find in this modern age, it's easy to give money. But what's difficult is to spare your own personal time to give back to the community and do projects like this. So I wanted to teach my kids that Ramadan is also about actually sacrificing your time to do good for others. The other reason really is, of those of you who know me, you'll know that I'm so passionate about changing perception, changing narrative of Islam. I am Muslim, and in the backdrop of Islamophobia, I often find that it's really unfair where the media, certainly Western media, presents Islam and presents Muslims. So I live in Buckinghamshire, which is traditionally been a predominantly white middle class area. I think gradually there are Muslims coming, but obviously some of their opinions that they have, or their reservations or nervousness about being around Muslims or Islam, is based on, and I don't blame them, based on what they see in the portrayal of us in the media. So this is also my way of enabling that the local communities who perhaps don't have access to Muslim friends or Muslim communities have access to us, and so we can show them that actually Islam is very much a peaceful faith. It is all about caring and giving back to the communities that we live in, irrespective of faith. And Islam teaches us and encourages us to respect other people of faith. Of course, like any faith, we would like as many people to convert to Islam. And this video is not about converting anyone to Islam. That is, I believe, faith and religion is a personal choice. But I also do believe that actually the way people warm to faith, whether that's Judaism, whether that's to Christianity, is through the behaviour they see of the Muslims, the Jews, or the Christians. That is what warms and draws people to want to learn more and to be inquisitive. And I encourage everyone to be inquisitive about Islam, ask questions, do your own research, discover the religion and the faith and what it's all about based on your research, based on reading the Quran's translation, rather than headlines that you see on the press. Because often, even the kind of quotations taken out of the Quran are often misquoted. Slight digression, because this video is not really to talk about the faith or Islam, but it's really to talk about the Ramadan food parcels. Now, why am I doing this video? Because what I found is that we've been doing it now for 4 years, and every year we get more people know about this initiative and they reach out to us. So, alhamdulillah, the families are growing. But I also then have people reaching out to me from Reading, from Enfield. And unfortunately, those are areas that we cannot access just simply because we just don't have the drivers or the capacity. So the idea of this video is really to inspire those of you who are living in the other areas. And you don't necessarily have to be Muslim, you can be non-Muslim and still do this initiative. But it's actually all about, if we can all do a little bit, and we don't help a whole village, we help 10 to 15 families, but it has that ripple effect that if we all did that, then wouldn't that be kind of wonderful for all of these families that we can help in our little way? I do believe that, back in the day when we didn't have the social welfare system, or I think about poor countries where they live in a village, how do they survive in terms of how do they get around, the whole challenge we have of caring for the elderly or caring for children? And part of that is because there is a true community. I think one of the things about living in the cities, or one of the things about living in this fast life, is that we've forgotten about that community spirit. I don't think I'm perfect. I'm guilty of it. We have elderly neighbours. I should probably do more to check in on them than I do. But I think it's one of those things. Ramadan is about self-reflection and reminding us That actually in our busy day, even if it's once a week, taking that time out to check in on our loved ones, our neighbours, or that mum who's just had a baby. Does she need? I think the Tesco's ad is great, in which you've got that lady who can hear the screaming, crying of the baby, and how she cooks the meal and delivers it to them just as a helping hand. And it's small things like that. So, as I said, the Ramadan Food Parcel really is about teaching my kids and the community that there's more to Ramadan than just the abstinence of food and water, but also really just to kind of touch non-Muslims' hearts and show them that Islam is a peaceful faith, and as Muslims we do integrate and we like to do our bit. I hope you've been inspired. If you have, please do go on my website. I've got the information back on the homepage. If you still have questions, you can always call me, and the number is available on the website. Thank you so much, and do tune in to next week when I'll be talking about probably something else in terms of brand values of what a Sikhana is all about. Thank you so much.